What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-host, John Luke Garofalo. What's up, JL?
What up?
Guys, joining us today, we have two very special guests. It's a solid crew up here today playing some Fantasy Football Jeopardy. First up, we've got my friend Akash joining the show. Akash is one of the sharpest analysts in the game, and don't you dare try to cross him on Twitter because he'll come at you with the numbers, with the receipts to make sure you know what's up. What'd you say? Oh, and he knows it. Smile. Oh, he's going to be smiling the whole time he does it too. You can find him on Twitter at YZR_fantasy. Akash, thank you so much for joining us today, my man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, man.
Man, I'm so excited. Also on here today with us, another legend in the industry, Commissioner of the Year recipient, creator of Fantasy Football Unlimited, and staff over at Football Guys. We've got Dr. Kevin Murray. What's up, Dr. KJM?
What's up, guys? Great to be here. Always a pleasure.
My favorite part about having you on, besides getting to hang out with you, is switching what I call you every single time. Kevin Murray, Dr. Kevin Murray, Dr. KJM. We can mix them
all. It all works. It all works.
Guys, today we brought these two guys on here to play some Fantasy Football Jeopardy with us. I've got the questions ready. These guys have hopefully got the answers not ready, or someone leaked my game to them. But they got the answers somewhere in their noggin. Before we do that, though, a couple reminders. One, if you're not already following our guests, you truly need to fix that like immediately. Go find them on Twitter. We've got Akash on Twitter at YZR_fantasy and Dr. Kevin Murray on Twitter at Dr. KJ Murray. Another name you can call him. He goes by all of them. So make sure you guys follow them on Twitter. After that, make sure you hit that like button right here. Show us you like what we're doing over here, or do it out of sympathy. It doesn't make a difference to us. A like is a like. And make sure you're subscribed to our channel on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy. We got some people in the chat ready for today's show. Dustin said, let's go. # Team Joey. We need to see him back on the stream. He was winning too much. We had to kick him off. We'll let him back on after he
nerfed Joey
to lose a little bit more. Yeah. We got Mr. Scampers in here. Good afternoon. What's up, Mr. Scampers?
Hello, Mr. Scampers.
Fish with the awesome group today.
Hello, Fish.
I second that, Scott. I second that. Before we get started with our game, we got a question in here. Oh, you got the fish ring, the fish bowl with the fish ring in it.
That's hot.
That is hot. Man, you just gonna pull that out and then expect me to keep going like everything's fine right now? Whew. We got Born to Laugh in here with a question for us. Two questions. I'm guessing to start this week, Olamide Zaccheaus or DeMarcus Robinson. Akash, which one of those two players would you be throwing in your lineup? I'm guessing this is a deep league.
Very deep league. I don't know. I guess.
Or this is the highest T roster of all time, where they just drafted straight running back for like 12 rounds and then grabbed these guys at the end of their draft. This is a tough one. These are late round guys. Dr. Kevin, you got a preference between these two guys?
No, I'm looking somewhere else.
I guess I'll pick Zaccheaus.
There's got to be someone else on. There's got to be someone else on the waiver wire, right?
Come on.
Like there's got to be Alec Pierce isn't very well rostered. Maybe you can pick up an Alec Pierce out there. Trying to think of other guys that wouldn't be rostered heavily in those leagues. A Dimey Brown, I would rather start. Know what I mean? He had 4 targets, caught 2 touchdowns. He's probably rostered nowhere. Go pick up a Dimey Brown, start them. JL, I'll throw the other side of this to you. Ramondre Stevenson, Kenneth Walker, or Phillip Lindsay. Which one of those three are you starting?
It's got to be Kenneth Walker. Got to be Kenneth Walker with Rashad Penny out. Kenneth Walker has a fantastic opportunity ahead of him. Ramondre Stevenson is also very interesting. I'd want to work him into my lineup if I can, but Kenneth Walker's number one here.
Kenneth Walker, number one. Akash, are you tempted by Ramondre Stevenson over Kenneth Walker?
I would rather pick Stevenson to start because I would expect more of him in the receiving game as well as the rushing game. We both expect these guys to lead their backfields now with injuries to their respective backfield mates, where Damian Harris is going to be out multiple weeks and Rashad Penny's out for the season. And we both have an idea that they're both capable rushers and even good rushers, but we expect Ramondre to get more in the receiving game, where I don't know about that for Kenneth Walker. So I'd rather start Ramondre.
Are you agree? Who are you starting? Are you agreeing with JL or with Akash, Kevin? Or I don't want to count out Phillip Lindsay. Maybe you gotta love.
Yeah, right. So, I'm a Seattle guy, and I love Walker's opportunity, but it's definitely Stevenson to me with Harris out. in the upcoming matchup. I like Stevenson to go off in week 6. But Walker, I mean, good things ahead for sure.
The rushing yard total for Stevenson looked like a joke when you looked at it at the end of that Lions game. It was like, excuse me, like he had how many rushing yards? Jay in here. What's up, Jay? Welcome in. Said, look at these handsome gentlemen. And Dame said, hello, gents. What's up, Dame?
What up,
Welcome
Dame?
in. We got Alex in the chat as well. Happy to finally catch y'all during an afternoon show. Well, I'm happy you're here, Alex.
What's up, Alex?
And we got Brady in the chat. Go Tigers. But he said, guess who has
Tigers.
COVID and isn't going into work this week?
Oh,
FYF
no.
time. Sad you got COVID, but glad you're watching live, Brady. We missed you,
Go
man.
Tigers.
Go Tigers. Welcome in. And Mr. Scampers with an answer to that question said, Olamide and Ramondre based on name length alone. So if you've got a
Always
point
a good
for
metric.
letters in your name league, those two guys are going to kill it for you. Grim in here also commenting on yardage, saying that Kelsey yardage was a joke for 4 touchdowns last
25
night.
yards.
25 yards, 4 touchdowns. And that's not your typical Kelsey game, is it?
I lost by 0.06 because he didn't get his 26th yard. Like,
Oh no.
No, that's tough.
You were probably sitting
To have
if someone
such
had
a-
told you
Well-
before the game that Kelsey's going to get 4 touchdowns, you would have been like, I won.
Yep.
I got it.
it wasn't enough. You know what I mean?
That's insane.
That's so tough.
Right
I have
before
such
this,
a crazy game, you still lose.
I know.
right before this, JJ was telling me he was down 80 points going into a matchup, and he was going against Josh Jacobs, Travis Kelce, and one other player on that team. I can't remember the third one, but he lost. He was up 80, and those 3 players just knocked him out of that game. Yeah, there were some brutal losses this week. We got Scott in the chat. What's up, Scott? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Dave with the
Hey.
$8 for toonies, a toonie for everybody on air. We'll make sure to distribute those toonies evenly after the show, guys. Just give us your
toonie.
fax number, and we'll have those sent out over
We
there.
love you, Dave.
We love you, Dave. Guys, like I mentioned, we brought you here to play some fantasy football Jeopardy. This game, I'm going to explain how it goes, and then we're going to get started. It's a lot like the popular TV show Jeopardy, but with a fantasy football twist. Most of these questions, are going to be about the NFL or fantasy. Whenever it's your turn, we're going in turn order instead of buzzing in. You will select the question that you want to answer. Get it right, you're going to add that amount of money to your score. Get it wrong, we're not subtracting anything. There's one other twist to this game, though. If you get your question right, you get to pick the category for the person that goes after you. So, Akash, you're going to be going first in this game. You're going to have free reign of the board. If you get your question right, you'll then get to tell Dr. KJM which category he has to pick from in order to answer his next question. We'll go like this until the end of the game. We run out of questions or run out of time, at which point we will go into our final Jeopardy question. The only question in the game where you can lose money. Before I read the question to you, I'll ask everyone to write down a wager anywhere between 0 and the total amount you've earned so far during the game. Get it right, you're going to add that money. Get it wrong, we're subtracting it. The contestant with the most money at the end of Final Jeopardy is our Fantasy Jeopardy champion for week 6. Are you guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Akash, you're up first.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to explain these categories. So while I'm explaining them, think about which one you want to go for because you are going to have free reign of the board. The very first
All right.
category is wait. I thought this was a football show. These are all questions about other sports. How well do you know sports that aren't football? We're talking fantasy football here today, but we got some non-football questions in this other category. Odd man out. I'm going to give you a statistical category or a sentence. It is going to describe where all of the players underneath it are going to fit into that category except for one. It may be like 2021 top 12 PPR wide receivers. All of the names but one will fit in the category. Your job is to tell me the one name that is the odd man out. Doesn't fit the criteria that I gave you. Grab bag, anything. Literally anything can be in this category. Oh, what a week. This is all about week 5. Week 5 in the NFL. And then when you were young, there's going to be pictures of mostly NFL players or coaches or people around the league from when they were a lot younger. So actual pictures of them, either baby pictures, high school, college. I've got different pictures of different people. You just have to tell me who it's a picture of. I might give you some little clues in there with the pictures as well. Akash, you're up first. Which category and which value would you like to answer?
I'll do what a week for 400.
Oh, what a week for 400. And here's the first question of the game. Ramondre Stevenson took over for an injured Damian Harris in week 5. Within 15, how many rushing yards did Ramondre Stevenson have against the Lions?
175.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is right there within the range. He had 161,
Nice.
175 is sneaking in there, but you're getting all 400 of those points. And Gosh, it sounds like you are excited for Ramondre Stevenson if Damian Harris continues to miss time. Like, how are you viewing him rest of the season? Is he a must-start guy with Damian Harris out?
Until Damian Harris comes back, he is a must-start. Just because this is a backfield that has a lot of as a backfield as a whole, they produce a lot of points, and when those are getting concentrated amongst just a Ramondre, and like you have some guys mixing in like probably some Pierre Strong, or you get Kevin Harris off the practice squad, then you'll have a little bit coming off of him, but it's mostly going to be all Ramondre Stevenson. And with that, you're going to have him leading the backfield in rushing and receiving, and he's a borderline top 12 while Damian Harris is out. And so yeah, he's a must start.
Must start, and $400 for Akash on that one. Akash, you're going to get to pick what category Dr. KJM has to answer his next question from, because you got that one right. Which category are you sending him to?
Send him to the wait, I thought this was a football show.
Dr. Kevin, you've got wait, I thought this was a football show. What value would you like from this category?
Let's go for 500. Let's go big or go home, right?
500. Here we go. In which of the following sports was the fastest object ever measured in sports recorded? So this is the fastest object ever measured in sports. Was it in golf? Was it in high-a-lie? Was it in squash? Was it in cricket? Or was it in badminton?
Oh, man. Okay. Let's go with I don't even know what high-a-lie is. Gosh, let's go with golf.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Let's see. Golf was second, but badminton is actually first. A recorded speed of 493 kilometers per hour for the shuttlecock in that game. Absolutely absurd. Golf second with 349.38. That's what I thought when I heard this trivia, Kevin, that it would be.
That's 300 miles per hour. What the hell?
Is that 300 miles per hour for badminton? That's insane. It slows down quickly, but when it comes off that racket, it's going pretty quick over there.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Craig in the chat knew this one, as did Dustin, but we had some high-a-lie guesses as well. And if you haven't seen high-a-lie, I recommend just looking it up, because it's like lacrosse meets squash almost, where they have like a scoop and they're slamming it against the wall. It's nuts to watch. Absolutely crazy. Sorry, that was a bit of a tough one, Dr. Kevin, but it was 500, which means JL, you're going to have free reign of this board. Where are you going?
All right, let's go with when you were young for 300.
When you were young for 300. Which current NFL coach is pictured below? I'll zoom in for you.
Mike Vrabel?
Final answer?
Yeah.
That is Mr. Billy B. Bill Belichick. You knew it, Akash? You had that one?
Let's go.
You can see it now, right? Like now that you say Bill Belichick, you can kind of see it a little bit in that face. Slim down. Him and Tom Brady must have gone on the same job.
I don't like that picture.
That's what winning 6 Super Bowls does to you.
Right there, yeah.
That's the Super Bowl money.
That's earned you crazy.
The article I was like finding some of these pictures in, right? Like I was scrolling through, it'd be like, who is this cute baby? And then at the very bottom, it said like, who is this terrifying man? Like it used the word terrifying to describe this picture when all the other ones were such positive adjectives. Brady wants to know, is that JL's grandfather? JL, can you confirm if Bill Belichick is your grandfather?
Does not look like my grandfather, no.
Scott in the chat got this one. Jay got it as well. Nice job, guys. And Jay said it was tougher because he's not used to seeing him smile.
That's true.
Yeah, the smile definitely throws you off.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't even sure Belichick had teeth, right? We knew his brother or his son had a tongue, but we weren't positive about if he had teeth. JL, unfortunately, I don't need help, Google Chrome. JL, unfortunately, you got that one incorrect.
Yeah.
Which means it's back to Akash, and Akash, you've got free reign of the board and the lead. Where are you going next?
I'll go what a week for 500.
Oh, what a week for 500. 5 quarterbacks threw for more than 300 yards in week 5. I need you to name 3 of those 5 quarterbacks, Akash.
Allen, Wentz, Mahomes.
Final answer?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what you got.
Let's see.
Wentz and Allen are correct. They were the 2 leaders. Mahomes did not cross that 300-yard threshold. The other 3 were Tom Brady, Kenny Pickett, and Matthew Stafford.
Wow.
Matthew Stafford with 308 yards. How many yards did Patrick Mahomes have in that game yesterday?
I don't know. I just studied fantasy points, and so maybe the touchdown come there.
292. He was right there sniffing that 300. Akash, you were 8 yards away from 500.
I needed those 8 yards. And if those 8 yards went to Kelsey, maybe Kevin could have won his matchup last night.
Yeah, both of you would have been happy.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We had some guests in the chat. Zig agreeing with you on the Mahomes, Allen, Mahomes, Brady, but got 2 of the 3 right there. And then Dustin, Allen, Wentz, Brady, and Scott also with the Allen, Brady, Wentz. Nice job. Wentz's number, like I watched that game, but I didn't realize he threw for so many yards, 359
That's a lot of yards.
That is a lot of yards in that game. And Kenny Pickett's total is a little bit surprising too whenever you look at the score of that game, 327 passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, I'll throw this one to you. Kenny Pickett threw for 327 in his debut as a starter against the toughest defense in the NFL. How are you viewing Kenny Pickett for this franchise? Like, is he someone that you think is going to be a good quarterback here, or is this a bad start to a bad career?
Yeah, well, it's just so early to predict something like this. I mean, I think they obviously are on the right track of getting him in there and seeing how he plays this year. Jury's definitely out. You know, he's talented. He's talented. So you got to give him this year to see what he can do. Obviously, they got a ton of weapons, so he might be able to put up some stats and some points in fantasy this year.
Yeah, I was impressed with what we saw from Kenny Pickett. I was impressed with what we saw from Kenny Pickett, at least just from this is a very tough environment for your first game as a rookie to go in. And he played decently, didn't throw 3 picks like he did the previous week. That 1 interception was pretty efficient as well. We're going to move on to our next question. Before we do, though, we had something from Grim in here. Said, how do we access Front Yard Fantasy through Facebook? Because the autoplay didn't carry over, or how do we turn on the autoplay on Facebook? So we are not going to have the autoplay on Facebook, unfortunately, Grim. We don't stream over to Facebook on our channel. You can find us on YouTube, Twitch, or on our Twitter. But the best way would be to head on over to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. Hit that subscribe button, and then you're on the channel. You'll get notifications whenever we go live right there. But if you're coming from Facebook from the previous stream, you're gonna have to switch over to YouTube in order to watch us, unfortunately. That one, Akash, so close on that one, but no points, unfortunately, which means Dr. Kevin, you've got free reign of the board. Akash can't send you to non-football questions again.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go grab bag for 500.
Grab bag for 500. The University of Washington offers the most undergraduate majors of any school in the country with 227. Which of the following can you not major in at UW? Ethnomusicology, puppetry arts, Norwegian, marine biology, or speech and hearing sciences?
This is good. I mean, UW is just a half hour away.
I was gonna say, you should know this of all three of us.
Yeah, I would have the advantage. I mean, I'll say Norwegian's there. I'll say marine biology. Yeah, I'll say speech and hearing sciences. Yeah. Gosh, what's the trick? What's the trick question here? Let's go with you want me to pick puppetry, but I'm gonna go with ethnomusicology.
That's exactly what I would have done.
Final answer.
Well, I got you with the double trick. It was puppetry arts. I gotta throw the obvious one in there as the wrong one from time to time. If you want to major in puppetry arts, head on down to the University of Cincinnati because you're not getting that degree at UW. They got important things like Norwegian.
What Norwegian? I was Norwegian in the major.
They got Finnish, Danish, Norwegian. They got all of the Nordic languages there at UW.
That's
wow.
Wow.
Puppetry arts is a major at some schools, just not at University of Washington. Unfortunately, Dr. Kevin, that's going to be 0 points for you. But Dustin in here giving you props, said it's about time someone had some balls and went grab bag. So Kevin, you got the cojones award so far, even if you don't have the points from that question.
I'll take it. I'll take that.
JL, that means it's your turn and you've got free reign of the board. Where are you going here?
All right, let's go with odd man out for 300.
Odd man out for 300. Also, before we get to that, I saw some questions in the chat. We're going to get to those in between rounds today. So after JL answers this one correctly or incorrectly, we'll hit some of your questions that you got. JL, odd man out for 300. Here we go. Has scored at least one receiving touchdown in the 2022 season. Tyler Higbee, Jerry Jeudy, Breece Hall, Zach Wilson. Which one of these players has not had at least one receiving touchdown this year?
Ooh. All right, I think Higbee has. Jeudy. Oh, I feel like Jeudy has. I feel like Breece Hall has. Zach Wilson, what the hell are you doing in there?
Also, I'm seeing some people guessing in the chat. A reminder, this category is odd man out. So you're looking for the one player that hasn't, not a player that has. 3 of these 4 have done what it says up there.
Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to go with I don't know. It feels like Zach Wilson's definitely the red herring here.
Yep.
I'll go with Jerry Jeudy.
Final answer?
No. I'll go with Breece Hall.
Final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It was Tyler Higbee, JL. All of these other guys have at least one receiving touchdown. And for all the love that Higbee's been getting, he doesn't have any receiving touchdowns yet this season. Not a single touchdown for Tyler Higbee. These other guys have all done it, including Zach Wilson, with one receiving touchdown on the year so far.
So dumb.
So dumb on that one. Before we move on to Akash's turn, we had some questions in here in the chat. The joke's on you said who to start full PPR for flex, David Montgomery or Jeff Wilson. Already has Ramondre in their RB1 spot. Akash, are you going with David Montgomery or Jeff Wilson?
Who do they play? I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna lean Jeff Wilson.
I'll pull up those matchups for you real quick.
Whoever's projected more points. That's my personal policy, and I advise other people to do the same. It's not worth the stress.
Jeff Wilson has Atlanta. Okay. David Montgomery has Washington.
Okay. I don't know what matchups mean. I don't pay attention to matchups. I don't know why I asked. I'll say Jeff Wilson.
I'm probably going Jeff Wilson in this one as well. Rest of the season, it's definitely David Montgomery, but just 1 week, it's going to be Jeff Wilson for me. Get those 3 weeks out of him while you can, because it's going to come to an end when Elijah Mitchell comes back. Kevin, what about you? Which of those 2 are you starting?
Yeah, I'd take Jeff Wilson in the short term. Yep.
Jeff Wilson. Scott has a question for you, JL. Said, are you listening to music? You're bobbing your head.
Yes, I am. I always listen to music.
And Craig said, I think JL's listening to Crack Sandwich by JID. Is that correct?
That is correct. He saw via Discord. I think you can do it.
Craig, spying on you.
As a matter of fact, this entire album is fantastic. Highly recommended.
I'm gonna have to put it on. I can't listen to it during the stream. I'll start singing or get distracted. It'll be a mess. Swamp in here said, so Kenneth Walker is available in my Smash League. Hell yes. And I have $75 fab. How much fab are y'all willing to pay for him? Running backs are Eckler, Aaron Jones, and Ramondre Stevenson. JL, if you're in this situation, you're Swamp. Put yourself in Swamp shoes. How much of that fab are you spending?
I'd be willing to spend all of it. Your running back's pretty solid. So if you weren't as inclined to spend all of it, I'd be okay with that too. But I'm willing to spend all 75 if you feel like you want to solidify your position here.
Yeah. Akash, what about you? Are you agreeing with JL on this one?
Yeah, close to all of it. Definitely. I'd spend like 50 to 60. I don't know. I always try to have a little bit left over, but I mean,
it's not a bad idea to leave a couple dollars for the playoffs, right? Like a couple dollars.
If your league's typically aggressive, then I don't mind spending damn near all of it.
And that's another key point is you got to know how your league mates typically spend. It'll give you a huge idea of what you need to bid here.
Yep.
What about you, Kevin? Are you dropping all your fab on Kenneth Walker? You follow the Seahawks probably closer than any of us, so maybe you got your ear to the ground. You know what's going on there.
Yeah, no, I definitely would go all in. Whether you hold a couple dollars back, like Akash said, I think that's always reasonable. But you want to look around and see what other people have to spend and who you think might go for them, because they might they might put in 76. So you might have to go all in. I would definitely go all in, even with those running backs that he has. Trade value. If that league is active on the trade front, you got a bunch of assets that are worth more than any potential player in future weeks on the waiver wire. So I would get them and I would move somebody.
And if you're going to have depth at one position, running back is such a fragile position. That is a great place to pick up a starting running back to put on your bench. Like that's a phenomenal position to pick a player up in. JL, you unfortunately got that last question wrong, which means Akash, you got free reign of the board yet again.
Okay, let's get it.
Where are you answering?
I'm going to go odd man out 500.
Odd man out 500 for Akash. 120 plus receiving yards in week 5. So the one player here that did not get 120 plus receiving yards. The players are Gabe Davis, Mike Williams, Tyler Lockett, Devontae Adams, and Cooper Kupp. Which of these 5 players did not have 120 receiving yards this past week?
I'm going to go with Mike Williams.
Final answer?
No.
It's always my favorite.
Yeah.
I guess no.
I
Where
know
you
Gabe
leaning,
did. I
Akash?
know Adams did. I think that Lockett did. Damn,
I'm going to need an answer. Where are you leaning? You're going to stick with your
Okay.
initial one, or are you changing it up?
Maybe I don't know. I'll change it to
The suspense is killing me.
I know. I'll change it to I'll say the Cup in it. Why not?
Cup. Final answer?
Sure.
Okay. The correct answer is Tyler Lockett with 104. Tyler Lockett was the only one that didn't reach that threshold. Gabe Davis was our leader this week with 171 receiving yards. Absolutely absurd. Shout out to Dustin, Ahan, and Zig Mover in the chat getting that one
Dude,
right.
Lockett was the name I didn't even consider. Like I just went straight past. Fully thought that he would have had 120 receiving
Right?
yards.
It seems like he did. It feels like he did in that game, but he did not. But
Facts.
that's why this is a $500 question right there. We're getting those tough ones out of the way early. Dr. KJM, you got free reign of the board. Where are you going?
Let's go with odd man out 400.
Odd man out 400. Teams that would make the playoffs if the season ended today. Dolphins, 49ers, Jets, Rams, Titans. So only one of these teams is currently outside of the playoff picture if the season ended today. Which team is it?
I'll go with I'll say Titans.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is the Rams. The Titans are sitting there at 3-2, or in the front of their division. So they've got the one of those top 4 seeds locked up because they're currently winning their division. But the Rams are on the outside looking in right now. Not a pretty picture. Kevin, before we move on to that next question, do you think these Rams can turn it around, or is this offensive line too much for them to overcome this season?
I think they will turn it around. I don't think they'll be the juggernaut in the playoffs we thought they might be. And the NFC is just pretty wide open. I think they'll be better than they have been in the first 5 weeks.
Jill, what about you? You got faith in these Rams to get it going? Or do you think they're going to be sitting on the outside looking in at the end of the season as well?
I have faith that they are going to be probably better than average. It's McVay. I believe in McVay's decision making and his coaching ability. I don't believe in the Rams offensive line. I don't know that they're going to be able to turn that around this season. So I think they're limited. I don't think they're going to be able to be in that top or that upper echelon of teams. I think they are. That is a bit out of reach for them this year. But in terms of, do I think that they're going to continue or do I think they're going to fall off a cliff? No, I don't think so.
No. Also, Ahan in here, just wanted to shout him out. Absolutely killing it.
Man, I'm killing it.
All right, you are killing it, my man. And then he comes in
Feeling
and he got
himself.
the tight. He said Rams. Thank you for the next answer. Ahan, man, you are killing it. You deserve to be feeling yourself right now. That is 100% right. Grim had a question for us. Said, is Robert Woods droppable? Akash, if you've got Robert Woods on your fantasy roster, is he a player that you'd be willing to drop this week?
I don't think so. Right now, I'm pulling up what he's looked like.
I can tell you this past week was disappointing from someone who started him, but that's a different question than are you dropping him?
No, honestly, I'm not dropping him right now. He's got a 22% target share, running the most routes. You got Treylon Burks on IR, right? So he's going to be the wide receiver 1. I thought, you could have Burks take over as the season goes along as a wide receiver 1 role, but right now he's on IR. So it's really looking like Robert Woods is going to be the guy for right now. Not like the alpha because he only got a 22% target share, but I would hold on to him. And I think he can be a wide receiver 3 and a guy that you can start as these bye weeks start to ramp up.
Absolutely. I'm right there with you. Kevin, on the other half of this question, says any love for Tyler Algier to start? So are you excited about starting Tyler Algier this coming week going up against the San Francisco 49ers?
No, I mean, I'm not excited about him at all. I don't think that I'd roster him and see what happens, but against the Niners, I wouldn't be excited about that.
JL, Zig Mover in here wanted to know, Gino Smith is on the waiver wire. Is he a good backup quarterback to pick up? Currently have Burrow. So on a meta level, how do you feel about picking up a backup quarterback? And then is he a good backup quarterback to put behind Burrow, pending the answer to your first question?
Yeah, so if this is a 1 quarterback league, then you don't necessarily need to pick up a backup. I don't recall where Burrow's bye week is that's coming up. But Geno Smith is a great asset. He's a great player. He's been playing fantastically. His production and his productivity and efficiency metrics are just off the chart. So he is a good pickup. He's a good backup to have. What the question comes down to is what does your league look like? What's the size of the league? How can you just pick up a Geno Smith or someone better whenever you need them? In which case, you probably would rather not pick up a backup quarterback and stash one of the skill position players.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm not the bye week's not till week 10. I'm not picking up a quarterback to sit on my bench for the next 4 weeks. I'd rather miss out on Geno Smith and have to pick up like a Marcus Mariota or a Daniel Jones come week 10 and start them. And JJ said it on our last stream. There's no guarantee even that Geno Smith outscores those guys come week 10, right? So you could just be using that roster spot for a backup quarterback that isn't going to compete at that level. Kevin, you've been watching these Seahawks games closely. Geno Smith absolutely tearing it up in spite of what everybody said. Do you think he's the real deal? Are we going to see a top 12 season from Geno Smith?
It's possible. I mean, their defense is as bad as it gets. So, I mean, he's going to have to throw all season long. He's super accurate. I mean, he's just a solid football player. He's a solid quarterback. I'm kind of in the camp where I'm hoping the Seahawks are right there to pick a new quarterback at the draft next year, just for the long haul. That's what I want personally. But he's doing so well that, I mean, I think whether he's the Seahawks quarterback next year or somewhere else, I mean, I think he's earning himself a chance to compete in this league. And there's nothing missing when it comes to accuracy. He can get the ball down the field, makes good decisions. It's weird to even say, but yeah, he's been solid, and I think it's for real.
That's been one of my favorite things this season is the Geno Smith comeback arc. Like all of a sudden here he is, he's absolutely killing it. JL, you are up next. You've got free reign of the board. Where are you going now?
All right, let's do when you were young for 400.
When you were young for 400. Which former SNL cast member is pictured below in their senior photo? You want me to zoom in? Tell me which part of the body would be useful.
Is that Bill Hader?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
It is Bill Hader. The goatee threw me off so bad when I saw this photo that I still can't recognize it as Bill Hader. Like, I just don't see him in there. I think that's a different guy. But see him in there.
Where are you? He looks more like Andrew Garfield than Bill Hader.
Like one of the Jonas Brothers
as Spider-Man. And I've been to the year. We got some people in the chat. Jay with Bill Hader. Scott also with Bill Hader. Nice job getting that one, JL. I honestly thought that one was gonna be one of the tougher ones, but you got it right away. Had I not said SNL cast member, do you think you would have gotten it? Would you have been able to pull Bill Hader without?
Probably not. That definitely helped.
That was how I originally had it, and then I was just sitting there, I was like, nah, there's no way. That's
Because
too
I
hard.
was thinking in football context too. So yeah, I just thought it was going to be in football.
I love the comment order right here. Jay goes, Bill Hader. Scott goes, Bill Hader. Then Ahan goes, that is not Bill Hader. Absolutely is Bill Hader. JL, you got that one right, which means, Akash, you are now at the mercy of JL. He gets to send you wherever he wants to on this board. JL, where are you sending him?
I was banking on him never getting anything right.
It's a pretty safe bet till now.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
Send Akash to grab bag.
Akash, you got grab bag. Which value do you want?
400.
400. I love your strategy. Go big.
Yes,
The
sir.
Voice Season 22 kicked off on September 19th with Blake Shelton, John Legend, and Gwen Stefani all returning as veteran coaches. Who is the fourth coach this year making their voice coaching debut? Is it Lady Gaga? Is it Camila Cabello? Is it Kesha? Or is it Selena Gomez?
Yes, I know some of those people. Selena Gomez.
Final answer?
Sure. Why not?
It is Camila Cabello. Camila Cabello. Kevin, did you know that one?
Yeah, I knew that.
He's been watching it. He's been keeping
He's
it.
watching it. Avid voice fan.
Also, Ahan said my favorite TV show, Feed Me Camilla. This is just the Ahan
Yeah.
episode. He's getting all of them right.
Dude, we
Justin-
all have trivia games like that though. Like you go to a trivia thing and then all of a sudden it feels like every category is for you.
This is the
Damn it.
Ahan show. And Ahan said Gaga on The Voice would be an unnecessary vibe, but one that I want. It would not work, but I want to see it. Akash, unfortunately, that is incorrect, which means Dr. KJM, you got free reign of the board. Where do you want to go?
Let's go with wait, I thought this was a football show for 400.
To tie it up, what Premier League team won the league in the 2021-2022 season, making them the champions in 4 of the last 5 years? Is it Manchester City, Liverpool, Tottenham Hotspur, or Chelsea?
This is definitely not my thing. So let's go 4 out of 5. I want to say Manchester City, but then I'm thinking, well, no, I'm not. I have no leads here. Let's go with. Let's go with. I'll go with Tottenham Hotspur.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Your inclination was correct,
come on.
Kevin. It was Manchester City. They've won 4 of the last 5 Premier League championships.
Wow.
Apparently dominant. I was unaware. Maybe I should be following soccer a little bit more,
Dang.
but they have been killing it. We got Zig in the chat. Man City, baby.
Man
Getting
City,
that
baby.
one right. Brady with the City and Mr. Scampers guessing Chelsea. Well, that's wrong, Mr. Scampers. I'm so sorry.
Nice try. Cat.
That's okay. Yeah, nice try. That was doing all right. Kevin, you took your shot on the – I like taking the shot on the non-football questions, though. You came to play, and you're taking shots on the ones that these guys are hiding from. JL, where are you going? You got free reign now. And I know you. Me calling you out isn't going to make you pick a category you don't like anyway. So
No. Let's go with when you were young. When you were young for 500.
when you were young for 500, which former Washington tight end and Utah State Hall of Famer is pictured below?
Washington tight end.
Jeez,
Chris
knowing our
Cooley?
luck, he's going to be like a Utah State savant or something.
Yeah, what was your answer?
I'll just go with the main one I know is Chris Cooley.
Final answer?
Yeah.
JL, it is Chris
Ah.
Cooley. This is Chris Cooley. I am shocked that
It's
you
the
pulled
only
that one.
Washington tight end that I know, like that I could actually name.
I just didn't think this looked like him at all. I did not think. you
Oh,
were gonna
I'm not
pull
going
that,
based
JL.
off of look at all. I have no idea what Chris Cooley looks like, to be honest with you. I was way too young when he was playing, but
Oh man.
Well, JL,
I'm
that's
just
gonna
going solely based off of the Washington tight end part.
Well,
Jeez.
maybe that clue is a little too much for 500, but you got it anyways. I'm impressed, JL. That's going to bring you up to 900 points and give you the lead.
And
If you
it
get
was
two-
actually on a commercial this morning on our morning show. Is us talking about Chris Cooley?
Is it on our?
Yeah,
the
because
tight
Coop
end
put Chris
bracket.
Cooley into his tight end team, like all Madden team or
Oh,
whatever.
funny.
Oh, I was peeing when that break hit, so I must have missed
Ah,
it this morning. It
ah.
wasn't fresh in my mind. JL, you got that one right, which means you get to pick Akash's next category. Where are you
All
sending him?
right, let's send Akash to. Wait, I thought this was a football show.
Wait, I thought this was a football show. Akash, what value do you want?
300.
300. I could have guessed. Here's your question. Which NHL team has the longest active postseason appearance drought? Is it the Vegas Golden Knights, the New Jersey Devils, or the Buffalo Sabres?
I don't know. I know almost nothing about hockey.
Question: these are all definitely real teams, right?
They sound made up.
These are all real teams.
Okay,
This
cool.
isn't
wanted to make
up.
sure.
They sound made up. I don't know.
Where are you going with this one, Akash?
I have a 1 in 3 chance. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. I feel like I've seen something with the Golden Knights in some capacity. So like maybe that means they're good. So I'm gonna say not them. 50-50. I'm gonna say Buffalo.
Final answer?
Sure.
Well, Akash, as confident as you are absolutely correct. The Buffalo Sabres have an 11-season playoff drought. The New Jersey Devils.
I tricked you all. I'm actually the biggest hockey fan there is.
Damn it, there goes all my
well,
money.
I take it, I guess.
There goes my 401k.
Dustin and you said Sabres. I feel attacked by this question. Jay with Sabres, Ahan with Buff, I think. Zig with Sabres, and Mr. Scamber said, hey, I know one. Well, you didn't put the answer, so I'll just take your word for it. Nice job on that one, Akash. Getting the hockey question, bringing you up to $700.
Thank you.
And you get to pick Dr. Kevin's next category. Where are you sending him?
Awesome. I'm going to send him to... Wait, I thought this was a football show.
Okay, you want the 1 or the 200, yes. Dr. Kevin?
I'll go 200. Yeah, definitely. I'm on fire.
Here we go. Which Swiss tennis player has won the most Wimbledon titles with 8? Is it Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, or Novak Djokovic?
Let's go with Djokovic.
Final answer?
Sure.
Unfortunately, Djokovic is second with 7. Roger Federer is also the only Swiss player out of these 3. Try to give you a little extra clue, but tennis, if you don't follow tennis, you'd have no way of knowing this one. The answer is Roger Federer, which he just announced his retirement as well. So one of my favorite athletes of all time. I had to sneak him in there in a question. JL, where are you going here?
All right, let's go with oh, what a week for 300.
Oh, what a week for 300.
Oh, what a week.
After losing to the Chiefs on Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders are 1-4. There are 4 other teams currently sitting at a 1-4 record after week 5. Name 3 of them.
Okay. Well, Washington Commanders is definitely one. Let's see. The Steelers are 1. Currently sitting at 1-4. So this isn't going to count ties, right? 1-3-1 is not 1-4.
That's a true statement, what you just said out loud.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I've named 2, Washington, and I've named Steelers.
And I need 1 more from you, and then I'll tell you if they're correct once you lock them all in.
Panthers.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Well, JL, you're 100% right. It's the Panthers, the Commanders, the Steelers, and the Lions are the 4 teams sitting at 1-4.
Lions, okay.
You saw straight through the trick. The Texans were the tricky team. They're sitting at 1-3-1. It does not count, though. They are not 1-4. You got that one correct, Jay. I'm going to add a little bit of money to your score, giving you the lead as well. So we got Joey in the chat saying I'm still in the Charlotte airport. Well, Akash and I are coming back. We'll find you. Wait by the Mechanical Bull and the guy singing acoustic covers of Killer songs, and we'll come find you.
Don't use
right
the bathroom though.
Do not use the bathroom.
Do not use the bathroom.
Not the one I was just in after that quesadilla. JL, you got that one correct, which means you get to pick Akash's next category. Where are you sending him?
All right, let's send Akash to when you were young.
Okay, I'll take 200.
200. Which former Seattle cornerback and current pregame and postgame analyst is pictured below?
Oh,
Richard Sherman.
Easy.
That is Richard Sherman. That's 100%.
Run the dang ball.
Run the dang ball. Except you got to pause before the dang because he uses self-control right there. Richard Sherman's correct, Akash. Where are you sending?
Dude, look at this symmetrical freaking puzzle board right now. Looks like an envelope.
Send Kevin to grab bag.
Did you do that?
Yeah, we're going for 300.
I think it cost
we're going 300 all the way.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's right.
No matter what you picked, it would have stayed symmetrical. Here is your next one. What is the Ohio State mascot's name pictured below? His name is on his shirt, so I crossed it out. That's where his name lives. But what is his name?
Charlie.
Charlie. He looks like a Charlie, but his name is Brutus. Brutus Buckeye is his name right
Would you have
there.
accepted Buckeye?
I would not have accepted Buckeye.
Damn it.
I would have accepted
That's his
Brutus.
name.
I would have accepted
You
Brutus.
wrote Buckeye.
But you
His
wrote
last
Buckeye.
name. It's his last name. And of course he's a Buckeye. Look at his head.
Yeah,
Also,
of course. We all know
Dustin-
what a Buckeye is.
oh, it's a nut or a delicious peanut butter and chocolate treat. Don't eat the nuts, though. They're not as delicious as the peanut butter and chocolate ones. Dustin said bonus points if you know what a Buckeye is. Well, maybe I do. Maybe I'm lying and just made something up. Bale, where do you want to go on this board now?
Wait, before we get to that, Alex asking, he said, JL, let's say you were going to stay in downtown Baltimore. What airport would you fly into? That would be BWI. Don't fly into Charlotte. Do not fly into Charlotte. Don't be Joey.
God, Charlotte's the worst airport. My second least favorite airport I've been to behind Newark. That Newark airport is hell, but the Charlotte airport's a close second because when you have to sprint to your gate in that airport, I swear to God, the whole airport's uphill. Like, not even kidding. Yeah. Like, whenever you're running, you are running up a hill in the airport, no matter which way you're running. It's absolutely absurd.
I've been to the Charlotte airport 2 times and I've had delays twice.
Oh, God.
Hot. JL, I think you've got free reign of the board, right? It's your turn?
Yeah.
It is your turn.
So.
Where are you going?
All right, let's go with grab bag for 200.
Grab bag for 200. I need you to name any Studio Ghibli movie. I gave you their logo in case it jogs anything for you.
I have no idea.
No idea? Okay, then we will move on. You could have named Spirited Away or My Neighbor Totoro, where Totoro's pictured right there. A couple other ones down there as well. If you haven't watched these, go check them out. Great movies.
Yeah, those would have been great guesses, but probably offensive if I was completely wrong.
What? If you just guessed a random movie in there?
Just guess one major anime movie.
Dustin got one in here. Howl's Castle. Yeah, Howl's Moving Castle is one of them.
That is a good movie too.
It's a great movie. Akash, where do you want to go on this board? You got free reign.
I will do Odd Man Out for 200.
Odd Man Out for 200. Quarterbacks with more than 40,000 all-time passing yards. So only one of these guys does not have at least 40,000 all-time passing yards. Is it Drew Brees, Joe Flacco, or Andy Dalton?
Okay. One of these guys is definitely the odd man out to being the odd man out.
What does that mean?
It means it's not Drew Brees. I don't know. Andy Dalton was dicking around this league for a long time. Drafted 2011. He's been starting games until last year. He even started some games this year. But I guess I could say the same for Joe Flacco. Shit, that's tough.
What's it going to be, Akash?
I'll say Dalton, the odd man out.
Dalton, the odd man out. And you would be correct. Dalton's sitting there at 35-7. Drew Brees has over 80,000 yards, more than double this. Joe Flacco sitting at 42,000.
The odd man out to being the odd man out.
You were right all along.
To being the odd man.
You never would have got that, JL.
Never, not at all.
We had a question in here from DJ DC before we get on to our next Jeopardy question. What's up, DJ DC? Want to know Corey Davis, Chris Olave, Jerry Jeudy, Zay Jones, or MVS to start? Pick 2, the Olave lamp. Chris Olave lamp. That's going to be my team names next year. That's awful.
That's awesome.
You're so dumb.
Kevin, which 2 of these guys would you be starting?
I'll take Olave. MVS in a shootout with Buffalo. He definitely had some targets last night. It's hard to find some confidence in Denver, so I'd go Olave and MVS.
Olave and MVS. I'm with you on Olave. That second one is definitely where it gets tough. JL, who are the 2 guys you're starting going to be?
I think I would still go Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy over MVS. That's fair.
Yeah.
I would go with Olave and Jeudy. The thing about MVS is that his team's good. The matchup is good for like high implied totals, but he's not good. So just don't start him. He's not good at the game. I don't know,
100%.
stuff, but I lean Judy as the second one.
Man, I think I'm with you, Dr. KJ. I mean, this week particularly, I'll lean MVS for some of that upside play. And it's fun. It's gonna be fun to start players in that game. I like to have fun.
Yeah.
Akash, you get to pick Dr. KJM's category. Where are you sending him?
Awesome to what a week.
Oh,
By the
what
way,
a week.
Simon,
All right.
Mr. Scampers with the Simon. That's a $500 question. Your Studio
go.
Ghibli.
See, we
200? Are you kidding me?
We know
Grab
that
bag
some-
It's a hit
200?
because either you know it or you don't know it at all.
Yeah, I sometimes I struggle with gauging the difficulty of questions. Things that I think are really hard are apparently common knowledge, and vice versa. So sometimes I mess these up. Dr. Kevin,
No,
where are
that
you
keeps
going?
it fun. That keeps it fun. Yeah, I'll go 200. Oh, what a week.
Here we go. Which Washington wide receiver finished the week as a top 12 PPR wide receiver? Was it Terry McLaurin?
De'Ami Brown.
Yeah, he's on top of it. He's like, you don't even got to say Curtis Samuel out loud. It is De'Ami Brown. 4 targets, 2
What a
receptions,
man.
105 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
He did the thing. He did the Gabe Davis thing. Wow.
He did do the Gabe Davis thing. Who was the player this week that did the Jalen Waddle celebration in the end
It
zone?
was Michael Carter.
Michael Carter.
yeah.
That's right. I remembered the Jets uniform. I just couldn't remember who it was.
After he sniped Brees Hall on 2 touchdowns.
I know. Freaking annoying.
The
He
worst. This was
busted
just
my prize picks entry, too.
him and Taysom Hill just ruining everything this week.
Mhm, that's right.
Dr. Kevin, you got
Kamara
that
had,
one right.
Kamara had like 20 points with no touchdowns because Taysom Hill had 3
Yes.
rushing touchdowns.
So stupid.
So
I
mad.
feel like Sean Payton never even left us.
He's still there.
Let's go
Where you
with
sending
when you
to?
were young.
Okay, JL. When
All
you were
right.
young for 100. Which 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback is pictured below?
Timmy Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. It is Tom Brady. He switched up sports though. This was in his baseball playing days. Now he is an NFL quarterback. You guys think without the clue you would have gotten that? You would have seen Tom Brady in that kid
Yeah.
face.
Saw it
Yeah, I
immediately.
see it.
Nah, that's a $500 question
Seven-time winning,
right there.
That's a $500
seven-time winning
question.
champion. That's funny. Yeah.
It's a funny little picture. JL, that's going to add 100 to your score, and we got time for one more round if we buzz through it. JL, where are you sending Akash?
Send Akash to grab bag.
Okay, Akash, it's only the 100. Here's your question: which of these theme parks is in Florida? Disneyland
Shit.
or Disney World?
Come on, Akash. This is so easy.
I don't know. I never
Yeah,
had
50-50
the
shot.
unfortunate circumstance of living in Florida.
I put this in here because I mix it up every time. I always say the wrong one.
I know that. Yeah, no. One of them. Damn, I don't know. I got a 50-50 shot, I guess.
What's it going to be?
Disneyland.
Final answer?
Yes.
I'm sorry, it is
Damn
Disney
it.
World.
Disneyland's
Disney
so
World
good.
is in Florida. Disneyland
That's
is
awesome.
in Anaheim. But now add that to your Rolodex of information in case that ever comes up again.
I guess
I'm
so.
gonna, I'm gonna forget it immediately after this and get it
I've
wrong. next
only
time I
ever
talk
been to
about it.
Disneyland, and I always wanted to go to Disney World when I was a kid. Never
Wait,
went.
Really, you're an East Coast kid, but you've
Yeah.
only ever been to Disneyland.
Yep.
That's
Wow.
bizarre. That's
Mhm.
unique. That's a unique situation to grow up East Coast and only ever been to the land.
Alley, baby.
Kevin, where do you want to go? Which question would you like?
Let's go with odd man out.
Odd man out. 2022 top 12 PPR running back through 5 weeks. Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Najee Harris.
Najee Harris is the odd man out.
Najee Harris is the odd man out, sitting down there at RB 27, outside of RB2 territory through 5 weeks. It's going to add $100 to your bankroll, Kevin. And you get to pick what category Jail is going to be answering this last question from.
We're going to go with wait. I thought this was a football show.
No.
I had a feeling. Here we go, Jail. Your last question. What is it called when a bowler makes 3 strikes in a row? A chicken, a turkey, or an emu?
Turkey?
Final answer?
Yeah.
It
So
is a
confident.
turkey, Dale, but the lack of confidence in that answer was a
This is
little
a man who has
no
never played
idea.
Wii Sports.
or at least isn't
I
very
loved
good at
Wii Sports. I just
Not
wasn't very
very
good
good
at
at
it. Yeah. No, I loved Wii Sports. Never hit the
Telling on
turkey.
yourself a little bit there. That's going to add $100 to your score. And Dr. Kevin, you're sitting down there at 300, but because Akash and JL are so close up there at the top, this is still very much anybody's game. It's going to come down to Final Jeopardy. I'm going to write down these scores, and I'm going to tell you guys the category for the question, and then you guys are going to write down your wagers. The category is Week 5 fantasy points. So that is the category, is Week 5 fantasy points. I need you guys to write down your wagers on a piece of paper or on your phone, and then we'll show the question and go from there. Determine our winner. Getting my page ready. Let me know when you guys got it.
So the wager is like how much?
Anywhere
we
from
would get.
0 to the total amount. If you get it wrong, you're going to lose that. If you get it right, you're going to add it. So it is a wager. This is the one time you can lose points in this game.
Ready.
Ready? Akash, you ready?
Yes, sir.
And Kevin, you look ready. Like you were born ready for this
Oh,
question.
this is how I set this up. This is how I wanted to play out.
Fourth quarter comeback. That's what it's about.
Master.
Let's see those wagers. What do we got? JL with 801. Dr. KJM with 297. 297. And Akash, is that all of it?
Yeah. Why not? I mean, I'm trying to win.
Love
right?
it. Let's go.
Oh, the chat is going to love that. Like Dustin, you said, risk it all or you auto lose every fantasy league this week.
Well, Dustin looks like I'm in the clear.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'll just lose anyways.
Our contestants, head on over to that private chat. Make sure you're not in the comments for this question. I'm going to throw it up here. Which of the following players had the most PPR fantasy points in Week 5? Breece Hall, Marquise Brown, or Randall Cobb? So I need you to write down one name and let me know who had the most fantasy points. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Maybe we can feed some ducks. No, we need something more upbeat while we're doing this. Let's get some dance pop while you guys are answering your question.
We need to upload our own music.
No, I like the preloaded StreamYard license free music. That's my favorite kind of music.
License free.
Let me know when you guys have your answers written down, and then I'll shut off this amazing
I
tune.
got mine.
You got yours? Akash, you got yours?
Yeah, I got mine.
And Dr. KJM, you got your answer written down?
Yep.
Okay. We got some answers in the chat as well. We'll get those after we reveal the answer. JL, what did you write down?
Marquise Brown.
Marquise Brown. Akash, what did you write down?
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall. And Dr. KJM, what did you write down?
I wrote Go Mariners, Breece Hall.
Breece
Go
Hall.
Mariners, Breece Hall. Well, guys, the correct answer to this puzzle was, I said puzzle. This isn't a puzzle. The correct answer to this question was Breece Hall. Breece Hall is the correct answer with 27.7 points. Marquise Brown, the 21.8, the 16.9, meaning Akash with $2,200. You are going to be our Fantasy Jeopardy champion today. Nice job, my man.
Well done.
Thank you.
I believe it was
done.
Luke Saul who called it on Twitter already. He said, you guys better watch out. Akash is not playing games. He's going to come in and beat everybody. And you did it, my man. Dr. Kevin, Akash, thank you guys so much for taking the time to come on and hang out and play some games with us today.
Wow.
Always
that
a
was
pleasure.
Hence, my heart's pounding right now.
I could tell.
I take this seriously, man. I studied for this. I'm glad I won.
Guys, make sure you go
Right,
follow our two guests, Akash on Twitter at YZR_fantasy and Dr. KJM at Dr. KJ Murray on Twitter. Truly some of the best follows in this business. Two guys that I've had the pleasure of getting to meet in person a couple times now, and they're just as good of people as they are fantasy analysts. So you're going to want to make sure
Big
you're
facts.
following them.
Thank
That's
you,
going to
man.
be
I really
it
appreciate that.
for us this afternoon. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern time. JL and I with our friend Coupe Fiasco on the Front Yard Fantasy Morning Show. Until then, though, we're out of here. Congrats on the victory, Akash. Dr. Kevin, thanks so much for coming on. Thank you, everyone in the chat. We'll see you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye-bye.